Puss, welcome to a cool special edition of the Kyokushin Shuffle. This has been awesome, so much fun. There's a guest that you're probably seeing to the left of screen, right of screen, Mr. Shihan Judd Reid, guys. Shihan, welcome to the Kyokushin Shuffle.
No,
Thanks.
just Judd is fine. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Sensei. No, this has been
like
more casual, yeah. I appreciate it. I appreciate your time coming around. Thank you, Sensei. Thank you.
No, no problem. We're very lucky here on this edition. We're at Shihan Judd's dojo here in Footscray in Melbourne, Australia. Very lucky. But we're here more so to talk a lot of future stuff, you know. A lot of people are have to be, if not familiar with Shihan Judd and his accomplishments and all the things he's done with his DVD, his documentary, his book. But, you know, Shihan Judd and I were on the basis of what's ahead, what's happening, and there's so much good stuff happening, so much good stuff. And in segue to that, Shihan, you know, congratulations on your dojo and in coming back to Australia. You know, how long have you been back in Australia now?
A year and a half.
Year and a half.
Actually, a little bit over.
Yeah, so a year and a half, and we've already got, you know, last year was just such a massive year with all your, you know, promotion and events and such a big commitment in what you're trying to achieve with Kyokushin here in Australia, yeah?
Yeah, no, it was a fun year. And this year already, I'm always thinking of the next thing.
Yeah.
In 10 days, we've got February the 1st, we have the Chikara, the battle. You know, it's pretty much the strongest guys in Australia, I think, battling it out.
Yeah.
It's going to be some awesome fights. So I'm just excited to be able to do this.
Yeah, well, I mean, last year, you know, you settled into sharing with us your mission, your plan of attack, your ambition, and everyone supported it. And everyone was encouraged by it. I know we were at our dojo more so, you know, because of the way you were saying, you know, the guys as in the fighters and Kyokushin, just, we need to keep pushing. We need to keep, you know, pushing it harder, yeah? Yeah,
and you know what? And the guys are awesome. The up and coming guys that we have now, and even the guys that have been around for a few years, they're still getting stronger all the time. So I think we all working together. We give them a great opportunity to be able to, you know, showcase how amazing they are. It's great for us also to be working together and put growth into Kyokushin.
That's it.
So it's exciting.
Last year, you know, let's just rehash on that. One of the, you know, great events that hasn't been here in Australia for a while was the Australia-Japan.
Yeah.
And that was unreal. Hey, so you know, your connections and your years of, you know, knowing the Shihans and so forth from Japan, let you go down that path. So, you know, share us that and how successful you and happy you were with that event.
Yeah, that was a great show. It's just after we had the 8-man eliminator, I thought, okay, next one. Yeah, let's go. Let's not ponder and think about you know how good it was because it was really good. I was thinking, okay, we've got to keep moving. We've got to keep the ball rolling. And I thought, let's have a Australia versus Japan, where the motherland where karate comes from, where Kyokushin comes from, and I know our Aussie boys and girls, they're super strong. And I thought, you know, they're world-class fighters. Yeah. And let's try to make a tournament matching our guys against the best Japanese fighters. Yeah. And we put it on. And, you know, our guys did really, really well. They were tough boys. I mean, if you actually cut down all the fights, okay, they won every single fight, but some of them were real battles. Yeah. They all went the distance. Yeah. And they gave it their best, and that's all you can ask. And, yeah, the Japanese fighters had a little bit, you know, more experience under their belt. All those things play a part, yeah? Yeah. Even though they were kind of like jet lag, didn't really. Should get more jet lag, yeah.
I think what that, you know, we've spoken a lot about it, but what that brings for, you know, dojo operators and the fighters that are coming up. I mean, I was lucky, really, really blessed and lucky when George Colvis ran these events the early 2000s. Yeah. You were on the head card and I was 4th or 5th fight in line. And it just inspired and motivated me to be a part of it, one, and then secondly, to see what it takes and see the difference in where we are or where some of the top fighters are. And then you bring the Japanese across, who are just exceptional, and you brought a hell of a team across. And then all that did for myself and in feedback was we got straight back to work. Yeah, straight back to work.
You motivated.
100%.
Very motivated from that. Yeah, yeah. I think everyone was. They realized. I mean, I remember we had the session after the tournament as well. Yeah, and a lot of the guys that fought in it, they were here the very next day. Yeah. You know, tournament was on a Saturday. They were here on the Monday class.
Yeah.
And then you saw the hunger in them. And I said, okay, this is what we've got to work on. You know what we have to do now. So to see that come back straight into the dojo like you're talking about and train harder, I think, that's awesome. Well, that's what it's about.
That is. And that was the biggest take, along with then seeing how they could, you know, and off the top of my head, not all the names off the top of my head, but how one of the fighters went left and went right, or how composure Joe was, you know, against NASA. You know, Senpai Dean, you know, we tweaked his game as soon as that happened. Instead of doing this, we're working. So we took the motivation, but then we took action. Or I know we took action to it, and I'm sure the other guys that are fighting in that bout took it as well. Yeah,
that's what you got to do, don't you? You got to get back to the drawing board and use that as motivation. And just train harder and have a bit of a different game plan on how to fight them, because they had their own. Don't have to fight their way. You don't want to fight their way. They've mastered it. Yeah. Just that whole game, how they play it. Yeah. But if you understand that, and then you throw in your own things, whatever they might do, and rattle them up a little bit. Yeah, that's what it's about.
Well, yeah. So that was that boomed the motivation and knew that. I think it was in August, September of last year, and that triggered off a great momentum towards 2020. And here we are now, and we're already stuck into it. And like you said, when we spoke late last year, let's hit the ground running, you know, and you have, and well done again, because again, it definitely sparks at my dojo in respect of, right, prepare yourselves over Christmas, be ready come after Christmas, New Year, and we're straight into it.
Yeah, that's it. You know what? Everything's a team effort too, isn't it? I have my part of trying to put the show together, and if it's not for the fighters, I can't put the show on. If it's not for the fighters, senseis or teachers, I can't put the show on. If it's not for the spectators, not for this. Everyone has to come together, and that's the only way it's going to work.
And I think that's why I wanted to chat again in sharing that side of you and where you're heading with it, because it's a big bonus and a big advantage for all of us here in Australia. And then, you know, again, Feb 1st, not far away. Yeah. Let's talk a bit more about that. You know, this is again, let's hit the ground running. Let's see who's getting in there. So, you know, a lot of the other dojos and so forth have seen how good last year was and how supportive it was. So, you know, we're not far away. What are you looking forward to for Feb 1st? Let's have a chat about that.
Yeah, no, it's good. We've got some up and comers who haven't fought on our shows before. Some young kids. You know, Taipan's fighting again. We've got Jack Evans. We've got Taipan, Jack Evans, and also now we've got.
So you've introduced one of my
some
students.
New Thomas Coleman.
Yep.
And we've got Christian, your student fighting. You've got Johnny fighting. Yep. Dan Foddy's fighting. Three of your students are fighting. So these are two new guys who haven't fought on the show, and I see their hunger. I see them training and what they're putting in. So it's going to be good. You know, new guys coming through.
That's exactly.
They're hungry. You can see that.
You'll see that those guys, especially a couple of mine, and then the new guy, the other students from other dojos, you know, this what an experience this is, and that's the word I've used for my guys. You know, to have been there last year, to watch it, to feel the air, to understand what's going on, and they were key things when you know, and I've shared it a little bit sometimes, but in 2008, we were part of the Australian team. And you were there we were in Okinawa.
Yes.
And you were warming up in a certain part of the space where we were.
Yes.
And I was just watching, just learning and understanding how controlled you were doing things. And you were getting, a lot of people were coming up to you with some gifts. A lot of people were trying to distract you as such, you know. And I remember you coming up to me, and I doubt you'll remember, but you were like, I just want to have, you know, 10 minutes of my own space.
Chatting away.
Yeah, we were chatting, and I was like,
Dan was there.
Yeah,
there was a few of the boys. There was a few of the Aussie boys fighting that team. Dane was there, Dane was there. Yeah, it was good.
And from that, I shared that, you know, and there was some that, you know,
is that 2008?
That was 2008.
That's crazy.
In Okinawa.
Yeah.
But from that is what I'm sharing with what's happening Feb 1st with the new up and coming guys, because this will just encourage them even more.
I hope so.
And they were there watching and seeing again how the Japanese prepared, or how the event is being run.
Well, that's how we get growth, don't we? That's putting on these shows. They get motivated, and people go to the show. They see these. They want to join karate. Yeah. If I went to, and I know that some of the people that have been going to our shows. 50% of the crowd hadn't done karate before.
Right.
And they never knew what Kyokushin, they thought karate had a misconception about what our tournaments are about. And they've seen these shows and they're blown away. Oh my God, you guys are full on. So then they tell their friends and they bring their kids to the dojo.
That's it.
For me, that's what it's about.
I think, and that's a nice segue in understanding again, and
and
how you're promoting it, and why I'm doing this type of angle of interviewing or talking is to not also lose the fact that we are the strongest karate. And I tell my students that we're full contact karate fighters, and to expose that it had been missing a little bit due to circumstances in Australia, but it's back with a bang. And I guess just share with us how you see that as well. Yeah, how important it is.
Well, you're going to see on February the 1st, you're going to see Dan and Samuel Shields, Dan Budnick and Samuel Shields fight, Michael Dent versus Johnny. Yeah. Nathan Phillips versus Paulie from the gym, from Lorenzo Sensei's dojo.
Okay. All right.
These are tough boys.
Yeah.
And you see their kicks, and I just know that from the previous shows, and people don't, when they hear that thud noise, crack with those leg kicks, everyone's like, what is that? They probably haven't seen anything like that, how devastating the kicks are, bare knuckle punches, thundering punches into the chest. And it's also, but it's the spirit in which it's done. Everyone comes out respectfully. Yeah. They bow to each other. And then when they fight, Yeah. They go for it. They put their life on the line, so to speak. They give everything they've got. And that's awesome. At the end of the fight as well, there's great attitude about it. They shake each other's hands. I think the spirit of the way it's done and the manner that the fighting, everything about it is great.
Yeah, but that's a good way of explaining it too. It isn't just as we call it, the bash and crash, the competitiveness. But I think we take for granted, and I'm just sharing it out there with everyone that listens. It's full contact karate. And
no shin guards, no hand mitts.
Yeah, and that also leads to it's no weight category as such. At best, you try to do a nice matchup. But that being said, in readiness for overseas tournaments and open tournaments, you've experienced it, I've experienced it. It's no bullshit. It's a 10-kilo difference, etc., can make the fight change, and it shows the spirit in the love.
100%, and that's what's different and unique with Kyokushin karate specifically, because you talk about other fights and they go, oh, he's 5 kilos heavier, he's 2 kilos heavier, and everyone makes a big deal about it and they really talk about it. Yeah, and I'm like, in my head of this, in the All Japan tournaments, the world tournaments, it's an open weight tournament. You got 70-kilo fighter versus 100-kilo fighter. You had Midori Kenji, 70 kilos, 1991 world champion, beating fighters who are 110 kilos. I mean, this is incredible. And that shows, and people don't get their head around it, but when they see them fight, they understand. They're like, wow, look at the strength, look at the spirit of that fighter. It's more that. It's like, look at his determination. And, we had on our the Japanese show as well, where we had the young Japanese girl, 18 years old. She looked innocent and when she fought, she turned into a monster on stage. She was only 52 kilos, and Jacinta, they did a great fight. But it was a 25-kilo weight difference. And I remember someone saying, looking at the card, going, well, what have you done here, Judd? It's too much. I go, you watch. I mean, this is what we're about. This is what Kyokushin karate is about. And everyone saw that. Like, whoa. And it opened everyone's eyes to that.
Yeah, that's great.
Let the fighter fight. Don't be too concerned about the weight too much.
And your events, no corner judges. Can you give us a bit of a reasoning behind that and share with others why you like that application or that?
The first 8-man eliminator, we had the 8 corner. So we had the 4 judges. That worked really well actually, and I think it looked good on the stage. But it came down to visually.
Yep.
It like that. So we had tables around, and the corner tables, they couldn't see in.
Okay.
And they complained a little bit. Yep. And you know what? I want to make the spectators happy.
Yeah.
So it was like, get rid of them. Let the center referee control everything. Yeah. These are experienced fighters as well. They know what they're doing. Yeah. It was more that, and just let them fight. So I've also told the center referee not to pull them up, not to stop the fight for 20 seconds and yell at each knee, son, and drag it on. Let it flow. I mean, if it's a little tiny bit of fouling, it's no big deal. They're fighters.
Great.
Let them fight. And so I got rid of the corner judges just for visual sake. Yeah. So everyone there can just see clearly what's going on. You only got the center referee. Center referee moves around. You saw Josh.
Yeah, he's unreal.
You don't even notice him there.
No, he's so
good. Your eyes are on the fighters, and there's no interruption, and they're fighting. And I think this is the way to go.
Yeah. So
I
then,
really like that.
So then you have so the judges aren't there. So
they're sitting down on the table, and they're and they're refereeing the same like a boxing fight. 10 mass systems. Get the scorecard at the end. 30, 28, whatever it is.
For those that weren't aware, then these are the little things that I'm tapping in the Shihan. So for some that can see this and listen to it pre-coming Feb 1st in understanding, why that's the case. So
that's it.
You got 3 rounds by 2 minutes.
3 by 2 minute rounds with a minute break in between each round.
Yeah.
That's it. The decision should be made. Potentially, it could be another 2 minutes.
Okay.
That could be. Yeah.
And that's on your decision. You might see the result and then go.
No. If it's a win, it's a win. I don't touch it. I don't have any say in that. But if it's a draw, it can be a draw.
Yeah.
Go again.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But then what I've told, if that does happen, the center referee will control it. Okay. If it goes to 4th round, the center referee controls it. He'll make a decision.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So that's exciting, guys. Feb 1st, not long to go. And how busy is this? Once Shihan's done with this, you guys would have seen some of his social media posts in his Thailand camp.
Yeah.
And I'd love to chat about that, Shihan, that concept, the way you're doing a great job. And then for all around the world in understanding, I guess, and you kind of gestured, there is X amount of, I'd use the word investment. It's an investment for some that are traveling towards you, but share with us, there's the countries and so forth that are coming to see you in Thailand. When is it? And all the above.
The Thailand camp is from March the 8th to the 13th. It's a 6-day camp. This is our 5th year now. Unreal. They're amazing. It's a beautiful location. The Thai people are beautiful. They make it special. So we're the resort where we stay. It is very welcoming to us. We have a dojo there. We set up as a dojo there. We have almost a secluded beach, which is absolutely like beautiful place. Beautiful. And we have like a staircase that goes down to the beach, which almost looks like out of a Kung Fu movie.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
So we, in the early morning sessions, we'll run on the beach. We'll do bunny hops up and down the stairs. We'll do wheelbarrows.
Yeah.
We just do conditioning stuff and really work hard in those morning sessions. Uphill sprints and that kind of stuff. We train 3 times a day.
Okay, walk us through that bit. This is the cool bit now. This is something that I'd like others to understand. Again, in how you were just talking about the tournament fighting side. Yeah. Now here's the training side, or a camp commitment of what people are in for.
Well, that's it. Well, I call it the Judd Reid Thailand Uchi Deshi camp. And I give it that name because I want people to experience in a small nutshell what I did for 3 years in 6 days. That's if that makes sense.
No, it does.
Even down to the food that we eat. There's one morning session where I make them eat exactly what I ate in Japan for those 3 years: a bowl of rice, miso soup, natto, and they all have that. And we put out we set it all out, and I also explain to them how to eat the food. Put it up to your mouth and eat it all in one go. So I explain that to them, and they all do it. I said, you must eat every single bit of this. There is no, I can't eat it. And I just give them that experience because that's what I did. That's what happened to me in Japan. And they come to Thailand to have that experience of what I did in Japan. So I make the training very intense. It's the morning session, so it's all about conditioning and stamina and just building spirit and out of your comfort zone. We're waking up at 5:30 in the morning, 5:45. We're starting exactly at 6 a.m. I'm very strict when it comes to these things because it's Uchi Deshi camp. And Uchi Deshi training in Thailand, in Japan was very intense, very strict. So I want to give that to them. And they come here for that. They go there for that. So it's awesome. So, So
your morning session, you've just gestured then. There's some key words there that I think a lot of us not forget, but just need to be reminded, that spirit, the conditioning side, and similar to how you do it in your camp, which will lead to the Australian camp, which we'll get to soon, guys, which is exciting, an announcement there if you're not aware of it. But with your side of it, give us some examples of some of that stuff so people can see, they've seen it on some social media, but it's your push-ups and
we're working together.
Yeah.
Everything is, you're working together as a team and you're just pushing each other along, and there's, for example, you get into the 2nd or 3rd day of the camp and everyone's got sore legs, sore muscles, and they're fatigued and they're tired and they're probably waking up in the morning thinking, I won't be able to do this session. But at the end of it, they do it and they get so much out of it. And it's because they're digging deep. Yeah. And even like Fighto, you know, it's all about that as well. So when we're running some early in the morning there, before even sunrise, it's in the dark.
Yeah.
And they got dragging their legs and we're going, fight door. It just builds that spirit. And they're able to get so much more out of themselves by doing that. And you know, they feel great from it. So, you know, we're doing like, there's another area where we go where the hill's like that.
Yep.
And we're running up to a big Buddha statue.
Yep.
It's beautiful. It's magnificent. But the hill's like that. And they're gone because of the humidity. Yeah. Because they're already tired. And some of them are actually, you know, throwing up, fainting. You know, they're in bad shape. But I said, we'll after 8 to 10 sprints of this hill, we at the end of it, we make our way all the way to the top of the hill, and you see this big Buddha statue looking down on you, and you see it in my post. It's like, whoa, it's very cool. Yeah. And that's what makes it. And you go, wow, this is amazing. And then you look down as well, you can see all of the Taya, and we do some things up there as well, some kata up there, just already exhausted. So we just try to get your mind right, breathing exercises.
So much.
You know, and then push again, hard again.
Yeah.
Up and down like that.
Yeah. So say the dates again, just for some that need to keep an eye out. And I mean, you're kind of finalising your numbers.
Oh, it's done.
Yeah.
It's booked out. We've got 25 people going to this camp. We've got 8 different countries attending from all around the world. It's awesome. There you go, guys. Wait till get back to him next year. Try and lock in your spot. But I guess awesome. 25 is about the right number, huh? It's perfect. Yeah. And everyone gets very close. Everyone shares 3 people in the room. They're basically, you know, training together, sleeping, eating. There's it's very close that you get a close relationship to, and that's what's nice about it, is that I know people after these camps, they keep in contact with each other. Some of them travel overseas. They end up catching up with each other as well. And you see at the end of the camp, everyone's hugging each other, going, "Wow, that was pretty amazing what we just put ourselves through."
I guess there's some that do Mount Everest, and then there's some that, and this is the Mount Everest.
That's
I reckon.
Do the Fatal camp. Yeah.
Is there top of my head? This is just one this year.
Just one this year. Right. Yeah. So we just got one every year.
Yeah, that's
our
cool.
Tradition. Yeah. That's awesome.
That's cool. So then that gets you through a bit of March, and then, you know, back into running your dojo again and so forth. But the big announcement that was shared last week was your Melbourne Anglesey Australia camp. Did that go nuts? So for those that aren't aware, is Kancho?
Yeah,
Kancho Hajime Kazumi is on board. He's coming to Anglesey, Melbourne. So share with us, you know, a bit of the hard work that you've done in getting him, and then what's ahead as well. Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of his.
Yeah,
and you know, there's some people I've seen him fight with my own eyes, and I've been there to see some of the battle he's been through, fighting Globy Fentosa, fighting Filio straight after that, and then fighting again Yamaki Kenji in that 95 World Tournament, then other tournaments as well. He's for me, he's the samurai. Yeah. If I visualize the karate person who represents a samurai and what that means, I think of Kazumi Hajime.
Wow.
He's just resilient. He's just one credible fighter, spirited fighter, beautiful technique. His timing, the way everything about him, he's an absolute gentleman. I talk about him also in my book, The Young Lions book. Remember I talked about one of the nice guys?
Yes.
I said one of the nice guys, but also one of the hardest guys I know. And I made a bit of a mention about him in that. So now to finally get him to do the camp.
Yeah.
This. I've been working on it for quite a while, since late last year.
Yeah.
And I don't like to say things unless you can actually do it.
Yep.
And then so it was just through contact and someone helped me out over in Belgium, actually hooking us up and through emails, and we were able to make it happen. He's been committed and said, yes, okay, we'll do it. And I'm like, wow, it's confirmed, it's done. So this is going to be huge.
Yeah, it will be.
This is really going to be like, to bring over him, and everyone knows that as well. You saw the response. They're like, wow, you bring over an incredible human being.
Yeah, we were talking about it, and you'll see that, you know, that I think the word probably here for Kazumi Kancho is the generation of that 90s in Kyokushin, when it was in its nice peak phase. And that now, you know, for those that aren't aware, and if you're not, get on, obviously, I hate to say it, but the YouTube is just your best resource platform in watching Kancho, you know, in that 95 World Tournament, the 99 World Tournament, all Japan's. He fought Sensei Gary O'Neill as well.
Yeah, that's right. Gary O'Neill twice in the All Japan.
Yeah. So what a what a opportunity for all of us to tap into, you know, that are attending. And I guess the call out here is for all that have said yes, yes, yes. You better get.
Can you imagine the morning sessions? You know, our Aussies, where we run down to the beach early in the morning.
Yeah.
And Kazmi's there at the front there in the water. They're doing the sessions.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, that's.
Look at this.
For me, I'm like a little kid.
Yeah,
I'm going to be like a little. It's going to be very exciting. It's going to be incredible atmosphere. Just to be share that time with Kazmi. It's going to be I'm getting a special T-shirt made up for this, a certificate, all everything, and a certificate of completion of the camp. Everyone, participation. Everyone who does it, and a T-shirt to remember this. Awesome occasion.
Yeah. I think you've set the bar though, Shihan. You know, you know, each year, and this is the awesome bit of chatting. And always when we chat, you know, we'll, you know.
Well, you brought over, you know, Takuma Shihan.
Yeah, Shihan Billy brought him over. And so on.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, and we're all just like, wow, back there, you know, just standing there, just taking it all in.
Yeah.
He's incredible as
well.
You know?
I think just in we'll come back to the camp in a sec, but in sharing that you were, you know, we appreciate you attending Shihan Billy's camp late last year, and we did have 3-time world champion Takuma Shihan coming. Now when I was fortunate to be helping Shihan Takuma with his explanations and so forth and demonstration. And then Shihan Judd came up to me, and it was just he's like, all the little, you know, the little 1%ers that he just focuses on, that kept his game so simple, you know, and that's similar to Kazumi Kanto, you know, as well, isn't it?
You know, we were talking over the phone, you were like, and 3-time world champion. He's the only one to do that. 100-man kumite over a 10-year period. Would it be longer? That's incredible.
8, 12, and 16 were the ones I was in. Yeah.
And you know what? You got to look at that and go, how do you do that? But if you think about it, you had the little pointers, just tough.
Yeah.
Just super. You know, he was writing on the board about stamina and conditioning, the importance of that stamina. Yeah. And of course, he got the experience over the years, but just resilient, just tough, and just never. I don't know. Just another. You know,
in sharing a little bit there, and I mean, if Takuma has this knowledge, imagine what, you know, Kazumi as well. But in sharing just a little bit there for everyone that's listening, because this is pretty cool, was there's 3 words that are heavily used not back in the day, but in the era of the fighting phase, and it's a matter of where you place it. But Sosai had these 3 words, and Takuma put them up on the board. And and I stress it a lot in our dojo: power, technique, speed. Now, where you place it is according to how you are as a fighter, or who your Shihan or sensei is. But Sosai used it across the other way. It was technique, speed, and then power. You know, some focused heavily on technique, and if you got good technique, then you have good speed. With good speed, you'll have power. Where Takuma came in and he put power first.
Sosai put power first. He did. That's why I used the word chikara. Because of Sosai. Chikara means power, strength, and Sosai always say, you know, you can have all the technique, but if you've got no power, it's useless.
Here we go.
Power is number one.
Power is number one.
And but usually as well, because the power was there, was usually because it was good technique. And if you see, for example, if someone like a bodybuilder comes in and kicks a bag, that even if he's 110 kilos, got no idea. Even though he's very powerful, it's nothing. But you have someone 60 kilos come along, who's got that huge power, awesome technique, and through that, he'll have much more power, kicking power, or punching power than the bodybuilder. So usually, so Sosai would say power and stamina. They come, you know, conditioning and technique was after that. But you know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's very interesting. But when you put up that up on the board about stamina, power.
Wow. You can break it down and
break it down. Those 2 things, conditioning and everything. That's it.
When's the camp? Let's. What were your dates for those? I think it's 22nd, 23rd, 24th of May.
Yeah, we check in on the 22nd,
Friday night,
and then we have 3 sessions on the 23rd, early morning run down to the beach.
For those that haven't come, bring your running shoes. We run about 2.5K down the beach, awesome. 2.5K back. So if you're not prepared, like I tell my students, get your ass and start running 5Ks pre the camp, because it's not a surprise.
We do 10Ks that day. For sure.
Yeah,
but it's awesome the way when you get down, because that's our warm up. You think about it, in the morning, if you were just to drive down there, you're going to be shivering. But if you're warmed up and you get down, you're like, right, now we're going to step it up even, you know, we're going to go. Now everyone's warmed up, we go. It's an awesome atmosphere.
If you haven't experienced it, you got to see the sunrise, and
it's beautiful.
It's pretty special.
Very special.
So they're the dates. So make sure you get a hold of Shihan Judd Reid and his team in regards to that camp, because I'll tell you what, I think, it's almost, you know, the capacity as such, not to reveal the number, but, you know, it's going to be a full house.
It's going to be a full house.
And, you know, there's going to be a lot of people there. So that's cool. Now, we continue on because, you know, that's, you know, we're already up to May.
Yeah.
And then I guess what I want to just continue to chat about is the future. I mean, you're taking one of your fighters who's representing your dojo, Muhammad, to Japan in a month's time or so.
Yeah, Muhammad and Dominic.
Okay, so
young Dominic.
Yeah. So share with us the relationship that you're trying to build there with, you know, trying to get, you know, that next level across overseas.
Well, there's a KWF World Tournament, March the 1st in Tokyo. Run by Tanaka Shihan, who brought the team over here. Yeah. So this is going to be a huge world tournament. But it's KWF, but we have other, other organizations who are competing in this, not just KWF. So it's a very big tournament all the same. So, you know, this is good. This is a great opportunity for our young guys to experience this world-class tournament. We've got Mohamed Rezi fighting in the men's openweight division. He's going to do awesome. He's so tough.
He's unreal.
You know, Dominic Giordano from here, young 14-year-old kid, and his younger brother Daniel fighting. And also we got Russ. You know Russ Willard? Russ? Yeah. He's fighting.
All right.
And his younger son Lyndon's also fighting.
Cool.
Now Russ is, you know, we call him the fridge. So this is very exciting. He's very exciting. And you know, and he's got fire in the belly again. He's, you know, he's no young cook anymore, but he's incredibly tough.
Oh yeah.
And he's fighting in
Good
it.
job, Russ.
So it's awesome. Yeah.
So I guess it gives me a segue.
We've got young Max as well. Young Max Stevens.
So you're taking a sweet team. That's great. Good on you. And I guess that was my part in just sharing, like, you know, the ambition, I guess, and people hearing it from you, and again, the goals and ambitions of trying to get to fight overseas, you know, and take your level of, again, these conversations, you know, focus a bit on the fighting side, but this is the bit that Shihan Judd, you know, is one of the best ever at, and he's in our backyard now. So, you know what's awesome about these tournaments as well, or because we're talking about tournaments, is that going to Japan, families are going. So you've got Russ going with his wife, and you've got young Densey's also fighting, who's bringing his family as well. So they're all wrapped. They're going to be going all together as a family, share that experience together, and seeing the younger, you know, they're seeing mum and dad seeing their kids fight, or, you know, or like that. So that's pretty awesome. That's cool.
And, you know, it's like with our training as well. We have mum, dad, and the kids all training together. Yeah. And for here particularly, sorry, just going off the conversation of tournaments, it's very family. Yeah. And if you, for example, if you play like football or whatever other sport, the parents are on the sidelines. They're not involved in it. But here, everyone's involved.
Good point.
And that will bring that relationship between them even closer. Yeah. For me, that's awesome. That's what it's about.
That is a good point, Shihan. Yeah. You know, we are, you know, we've got siblings that get to train together. But in other sports, for example, they can't be a part of that because one's 9, one's 4.
You watch when you're little ones. You know, and they're going to be there very soon. They're going to be in their gi, and it's going to be running around with 4, 5 years, 6 years old, and before you know it, you're all together training, and that's unreal. That's pretty cool.
Well, you know, guys, I guess if you hadn't as yet purchased Shihan Judd's book, what's the title, Shihan? My apologies in not remembering.
No. The Young Lions.
The Young Lions. Please have a look at that. And I guess I haven't brought this up with you, but is there another one to come? How's that brewing for you?
There is. I just it comes down to editing.
Yeah, time
and all. It's full on. Yeah, it's that's another whole thing. I've got the story there. Yeah, but I've got to put everything together, and I've been working on it for a while, and everything's there. And I did put a post out a while ago saying it's going to come out. I'm going. Yes, it's in the pipework. I don't want to say yes. It's coming. It's going to be date, but it's happening. It's just going to take a little bit of time. My grammar's terrible, so the editors having a hell of a time trying to put all that together for me. That's right. That's another story.
But that's that. And we were chatting just before, guys, and I was just raising with Shihan, you know, the passion that I have in doing this and sharing these stories and what's happening. You know, we can read social media posts. We have a platform now. where we can all be friends and all communicate. But I guess for what I was sharing with you was, you know, there's YouTube now. Yeah, there's people that get to see, you know, bits and pieces of your training and that. Now, the key to what I'm saying is, we've used it, it's come up in conversation, is the mystique of karate from when you were doing it, when you were the lad that left to go to Japan at such a young age, and people being so naive to what you were trying to achieve and accomplish, to what it's got to now, and to where it may head. You know, how are you, you know, evolving and adjusting to it, and what are you seeing? You know, because what I'm seeing is, you know, it used to be frowned upon a little bit in sharing content of your dojo.
Yes.
You know, and I don't know how far. Well,
not really.
Okay.
Okay. You know what?
Do you see where I'm coming from?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like almost like, oh, you can't be showing that in your dojo like that. Or,
whatever way. Yeah.
You know, no. I think that's a little bit of a misconception.
Yeah.
For example, if you look at Sosai,
here we go.
He was a marketing genius.
So can I say this is where I said imagine, and I say it with all due respect, and I sorry, no. But I say that as well. Imagine Sosai had. So this is what a perfect candidate to hear it from.
Yes,
How would he? Oh. Yeah.
I mean, Sosai was This was before the time of IT and all that we have now. Everything was back then, and he had his own magazine once a month called Power Karate.
Awesome.
He had the very first world tournament that he held. He got the camera crew to go around every country around the world, pretty much, to film their training and to film the best fighters in the world. And then put on a huge show. He filmed all of this and made it into it was called the Strongest Karate First World Tournament. And that's what inspired and encouraged many people around the world to start karate.
That's it.
It was through that he was very he wasn't walking around like how we do now. We'll just grab the phone and we'll start filming our students. Right. No, there was no such. He never did that, but he would have his film crew come in and film the Uchi Deshi training sometimes, and film the classes, and it's all on YouTube to see. And he arranged all this. Yeah. Of course, it's him.
How good
it's him. That. That's good. Also this the one as well where he came down from the mountains and he wanted to make a statement about what he wants to do and what he's been doing, and he wrestled a bull. You know, that's on YouTube. Now he organized all that, and you see on the film there the bull stabbing him in the stomach, and he's gone like that, and you've got a big gash in the stomach from doing that. That's pretty crazy. Imagine actually ringing up the newspaper or film crew and say, "Listen, I've just been doing this." And they know of him as well. He was, just through. He's huge. The man's a beyond, just incredible
Yeah.
human being. And so, all right, I want you to come to the abattoir where they're going to kill the animals. I'm going to wrestle one of these ones. And, these days with people, how sensitive they are. It's another story. It wouldn't happen. But he was just something out of this crazy. And he organized all that. And he loved it. And he wasn't shy. He was like, I want to promote Kyokushin. And you see the way he did it. He did it in such an honorable, such a strength way. And a beautiful human being, but just like how UFC is now. UFC is massive. Dana White, he's a marketing genius. He knows how to grab everyone's attention. Conor McGregor, he knows how to grab people's attention and get the media to look at him. Sosai did the same thing. But he did it in a different way. He did it in a human, I don't know, his personality, the message that he gave across, it wasn't just all about, he wouldn't mention about dollars. I'm making $5 million, $10 million. Right. And people and the other fight. I'm not saying that's just how they do it now.
No.
It's a different thing.
You're not comparing. You're just sharing
sharing that how now everyone's got the media attention now, and back how it was before. It was a different era, but still they grabbed their attention just equally just as much. And this is before YouTube IT. Sosai did an incredible job. He did an amazing job.
And some really good ones there,
if it was now, and I don't know.
Well, I say you just shared it.
You know what I mean.
You just nailed it.
I hope I explained it.
If it was now, look what he did then. And imagine what he could be capable of doing now. But again, he being the way forward, the way ahead, and that's the bit that I'm coming in from on this angle with this. The Kyokushin Shuffle. This is just a starting point in what I'm trying to envisage in promoting Kyokushin and martial arts. But you've summed it up pretty cool there because
it's the big picture. And you know what? We can't be shy. And I know as well. Normally before I was very shy. I was I was just reserved. And just being in Uchi Deshi or Sosai as well, we we were taught it was just we were in our character and how they remold us to be reserved in speech. As they would say, be reserved in speech. Head down, but eyes look towards the ceiling in a hungry spirit to try and do the best you can, and in life, so to speak. But having my own dojo, if I thought the big part of it is the marketing side. Now, if I'm really shy and I'm just thinking, I think, oh, awesome dojo, it's got great everything going for it. Whoever's in here, that won't count. I have to push it, market it, and let people know what you're doing, because why not? It's a great thing as well.
Yeah.
I think what we're doing is a great thing for people. It's a great thing for the community.
Yeah.
If people come and train here, I know they're going to get so much out of that. They're going to be a better person for it, and I think it's just a huge positive thing. Why? We should be proud of that.
Yeah,
and let's get it out there.
We've spoken about this
before.
before.
If you know what I mean. I don't want to get too philosophical.
No, but you're putting the right words out there, and that or the right language I use. I like to use that word, the language of the health and well-being, and the community feel, and the 100%. Family feel, and those are things that you've raised about Sosai as well. That he wanted, like you said, he wanted the world. What other organisation / spectacle or sport other than the Olympics as such brought that many countries together under one roof? No politics incredible. In respect of those other nations that are going through war.
Wow.
Could all be there, right?
No, he created an incredible atmosphere. I mean, he would hold tournaments where you would potentially have an Israeli fighter fighting a Palestinian fighter, and not any other sport in the world could probably do that. And he did that because of his influence of what he put into karate, about being a strong person, but being a kind person, and being that was the first and foremost of being a good person, being very strong, but being kind and compassionate to others. So when you had these fighters fighting each other, there was no attitude. There was always at the end of the fight a huge hug. And to see two countries which were at war at that time, to do that. Now, if that little bit of influence has an influence on everyone else, how great is that?
Well, I think it's huge. It certainly did with from my angle, and I mean, you were in the forefront of living in his building and seeing all those other countries and all those other visitors as such coming in, and then the influence he had on a lot of the higher end, sheikhs and princes from other countries.
They adored. They did. We had the King of Jordan. You had everyone. There's a lot of pictures around the world in the Honbu dojo with Sosai with these incredible figures, but you see also they looked up to Sosai. They were in awe of him, and because not of just his incredible strength, but that was the person that he is, that he was, a very spiritual man, a man of peace, a man who wanted the best out of for everyone, and compassionate, beautiful human being. That was everything. Yeah, that was
such big words, Shihan. I mean, let's just take me back a bit. In also not forgetting that those words: compassionate, humility, helping, support. Those great words. You always talk so well about him, and I appreciate you sharing that. From here, Shihan, I guess we continue to promote and grow, and that was a nice way of explaining to others out there, some of the content that I've put up. I'm nervous, I'm anxious. There's some things I'm like, shit, should I show this or not, or is it incorrect?
No, you're doing a great job, Pat. You really are, and you know what? That's excellent, because you see that you're a very passionate karate instructor. And that rubs off on your students. Your students are awesome. They're very respectful. They're great guys. And, keep doing what you're doing. Absolutely. Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing. It's fantastic. And you know what? If this small influence can help the younger generation, and you get a young kid coming in, maybe who's maybe got problems, who hasn't got problems, or it doesn't matter. Yeah. You're being such a positive role model for him. Yeah. And, it's all good. And so keep doing what you're doing, it's just for the bigger picture. It's fantastic.
I appreciate that. Yeah, so to all out there as well, you've heard it from Shihan there in respect of all those positive words and language there. Shihan, let's keep going a little bit here, but let's segue a little bit to now and how you see martial arts now. You've got a lot of contacts and friends in the combat world, in the kickboxing world as well. And now moving, you're seeing, you and I have spoken about the UFC as such, or the MMA. Yes. How are you seeing, and we've got about 10 more minutes here, but how are you seeing in respect of the way Kyokushin now, as it being the strongest karate, the full contact presence, that conversation of someone on the street and so on saying, oh, once you do Kyokushin karate, that's a strong art, to now, how big jiu-jitsu's got, how, and more so because we can see it working and how good it is there, the wrestling side of it. How are you, give us a bit of a summary, and the floor is yours, in if someone was to ask you this?
Yeah, I think martial arts now is booming. It's huge.
Yeah.
And UFC, they've done tremendously to for the wider community, everyone to know about martial arts.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome. Whether you're doing BJJ or wrestling or MMA fighting or Kyokushin, I think it's a great time for everyone involved, and also the instructors who have their own gyms. They're flourishing, and they should also be thankful to these big organizations doing this, because they're having they're getting the word out there. And then I know that people have rang up my dojo, and maybe it's just because their kids have watched whatever it is, MMA or something like that, and they've contacted the nearest school in their community, and it happens to be mine. So we should be thankful to everyone involved.
Yeah,
and everyone has their own path. I think everyone means well, and they do. Everyone means well. Yeah, sure, there's going to be different standards, but that's like in everything. There's different standards in doctors. There's different standards in clothing brands, and they all mean well. It's just as long as they send a positive message, and they're doing it, it's all in good nature, and it's all about developing strength and all good positive things. That's all good. Yeah. I think it's great for everyone.
Yeah, it gets me to sharing. You would have seen. Close the way the top Kyokushin fighters that ended up going their own way, like Yamaki, like Hajime Kazumi,
Sam Greco.
But though that influence there, when you were seeing it, is again, Kyokushin has its traits that do well, and then we also have to add on. So like the conversation as such that pops up here and there is how Kudo is doing such
awesome.
how good is it, and how
amazing.
And then some go, that's Kyokushin. How do you see that? Because you would have seen when Sosai was like, we've got our stand-up striking capabilities, but we also practice, and
of course.
I say at the dojo 90% of our kihon isn't even used in kumite. Hijis, all that. We can't just walk up to someone and do that in kumite.
Well, that's it. And if you look at even the old Kyokushin days before there was world tournaments, just around that time, there was throws. There was, you look in the books, there was punching to the face. It looked like MMA. There was no rules going on. Strikes to the face, strikes going down, all different groundwork. And it's only because Kyokushin got tournament orientated where there was no punch to the face, because it was bare knuckle. People don't. So people seem to think maybe that's only Kyokushin, but it's not. There's a lot of things behind the scenes: throws, takedown, elbow strikes. It's meant to be self-defense. It's not about just tournaments. It's meant to be lethal. It's meant to be effective. It's meant to have power. That's what Kyokushin karate is supposed to be. Not tournament. It's more than that.
That's the angle I'm sharing with you, because you've seen it. You were there in a phase where, again, like I said, Ashihara broke off, Enshin broke off. Really strong masters that have influenced it. And
that's right.
And those,
Azuma, and you see that they broke away, and they put their own things in. And maybe they kept things from the old days as well, and went their own way. I think it's great too. It's just they have their own vision.
The part of teaching now, and in a dojo operator level now, is my passion is following Shihan Bobby Lowe's applications. My Shihan was so lucky to go and learn from him, and then there's that Goshin Jitsu side, which is the stand-up type of teaching. I love that, because then it now advances it as a third dan or whatever to, I haven't even got to that phase yet. Shihan Trevor Frith was with us last night, just helping me again with Kokkata, just on a basic level. And he's showing me two things, and I was like, how good's this? And from that angle, did you ever do much with Shihan Bobby Lowe?
I didn't actually. No. Unfortunately, no, I didn't actually. It was no. I'm very unfortunately I didn't. No. But I seen different things like that, and it's like, wow, this. I look at things and I'm like, wow, there's so much more to learn. All the time I look at different things and look at just thinking, wow, there's so much more to learn. But that's awesome. That's why I always tell the students, I go, you might be a black belt, but you should be, in your heart, you should be a white belt. You should always just be tying that belt, thinking, okay, today I've got something new to learn. Always something new to learn. Always something's always new, something coming out. And then from the old, it's just all the time learning.
Yeah, you raised a good point there that I took away from one of the camps that I've been to with you, and that was for all of you out there. Shihan just gestured it. Then every time you put your belt on, that's your moment. That's your 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 30 seconds. Of stopping and acknowledging. I got to, there's more.
Well, even if the traditions that we have in training, at the start of class, we kneel in Caesar and we bow to the front, mock saw, close your eyes. That is a time where you have to clear your mind about what the day that you've had. Maybe you've got bills to pay, this, that, you're stressed out, you're maybe even injured, you're hurt, and you just got to clear your mind. You're like, right, I'm here to give it my best. I'm here to learn today. I'm here to devote myself to everything in training. And I think if you go into that kind of thinking, you're going to get a lot out of that session. But if you don't block your mind out and you carry those worries with you from outside, no matter what it is, because everyone's working such a fast pace these days, you're not going to have that attitude in class. But that's why our traditions in class, mokso, close your eyes, clear your mind and go, right, here to learn today, here to give everything I've got. I find these traditions in karate that we have very, very important.
Yeah. Well, that's thanks for raising
these
that
rituals.
as well.
These rituals that we have in class, very important. Yeah. And we can't rush by them. No. These things we can't rush by. We must always stand there at attention and just learn and just soak it all in. Yeah. And as an instructor, I feel like we learn even more so than the students, because we're looking at all the students and each one of them have different characteristics. So they're all a little bit different. So we're learning from him, her, everyone there. And you're picking up so much.
Yeah, good point. And I guess for all of us listening, how good's this? Just reinforcing, I guess, what I've got out of today's chat is, again, Shihan Billy would say, if you could take one thing out of Shihan Judd or anyone out there and just add it, the reinforcement today of just, again, the courtesy, the respect, the humility, the humbleness, the community feel, some of the things that I'm taking out of it, and then more so the promotion of what we're trying to do here. Yes. It isn't just, there's a component of Kyokushin that is our crash and our fighting, our strong kumite, but there's so much more that we have to keep looking for.
Yes, it's very deep.
Sosai would have shared, he had such amazing students, and you've been a part of seeing them and training with them. What would he say to continue that? I mean, anything he said would have been such a privilege for some, but what was it? What's the take out of going, shit, we've got to keep going, what is it?
Sosai's just through his training and his philosophy. It's more his philosophy behind training. Yeah. He wanted you to carry that more out into the community. Yeah. It wasn't just a matter of just coming out and sweating. It was just about, always giving your best in training, reaching deep into your spirit of passing that on to the students. And that's going to affect their life positively as well. Yeah.
Being a product of the product.
Being a product of a product. Through your training, through your hard training, that's going to be, for you, is going to develop as better as a person. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. You're taking all that sweat walking, dragging your feet out of the dojo after a hard session. Everyone's shaking hands at the end of the class, respectfully thanking each other, because without your training partners, you can't get where you want to be. Very important in your training partners. They're everything, actually. Yeah. They're everything. And that develops that friendship in the dojo too, that close bond. And it really develops a friendship amongst each other. And that carries on to the bigger community. They go to school, they go to work. They're acting, respectfully, and just nice to each other, good people. Conducting themselves, yeah. The bigger picture there.
There it is, people. How cool is that? What an awesome chat, Shihan. Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Live far away. You're busy with work. You've got 3 kids, mate. And I appreciate your time coming down.
No, all good. Guys, big was to Shihan Judd. Let's just recap a little bit here. So Feb 1st, the battle, which will be here in Melbourne. Make sure you get your tickets and so forth for that, and come check out some really, really good quality fighting. It's going to be awesome, yeah. And to all the fighters, on a personal note, because I get pretty busy on those nights. All the best. Keep training hard. You're all quality, world-class fighters. So absolutely, wishing you all the best there. Then the guys that are off to your camp in Thailand, be ready, stand by to get some with this with Shihan Judd here. So all the best to you guys there. It motivates a lot of other people to probably take action and in regards to next year and seeing, and then your camp in Anglesey in May. For all those, Hajime Kancho is on his way, and a lot of us have watched a lot of his stuff. So well done, congratulations. I've got a busy year, you've got a busy year. Sharing a lot with my wife as well in understanding, it's her birthday the next day. And I'm
wow. Really? After the camp?
So she's there. She gets it. She's the best human ever. So
beautiful. You need the support from your family.
100%. And I think we kind of got a lot out of this side of it, Shihan, and we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
To all of you out there, trust you enjoyed it. Next one coming up, big us.
Us.